from Julio. Hey, Mr. Kramer. How formal. Hey, Mr. Kramer. First of all, your podcast has been of great help, so I want to thank you for it and your honest approach. The reason I'm writing is because I'm interested in a woman with whom I've been spending quite some time. We've only kissed once, and the second time I tried, she denied the kiss, and she thought it's too soon, and what was my rush? I asked her what she wanted, and she said friends. After that incident, we've hung out, went for food and mini dates, and we've been texting. The last one was 2 weeks ago, and she stopped. I know what you've been recommending in these friends cases, but I really believe we hit it off. I got to interrupt here. I get this all the time. You got to understand, Julio, just giving you tough love, because I love you, bud, I do. You got to understand here. I'm recommending it in all scenarios. A lot of guys come to me and they say, but you don't understand, Trip. This one's different. Right? I get that all the time. But Trip, you don't understand. I know what you say about friend zone, but this one is different. Most of the time, it's really not different. But I digress. Let's continue. You continue to say, the reason she said she denied my second kiss is that when we met, we started planning a trip with the group, and she doesn't want to fuck it up. Since she stopped texting, I've also stopped trying to have a conversation. Instead, I've been using it to try to meet up, and she hasn't refused. We've been seeing each other bi-weekly for planning the trip. And Mr. Kramer, right now, I'm at a point where I don't know how to act or what to say to her. I really like her, and she knows it, and not because I act needy or anything. She's hard to read. Should I keep this on until I confront her after the trip? Or should I simply just stop setting up meetings with her, other than those already established by the group for planning the trip, and move on? Any help or advice would be appreciated. Julio. Okay, Julio, you're in a friend zone situation, and you said here that you're not acting needy. The thing is you actually are acting needy. Okay? You actually are acting needy. Let's do this for fun. Let's define neediness in Google. Let's just see what it says. What does neediness mean? It means needing a lot of attention, affection, or emotional support. So you might say to yourself that you're really not doing this to a level where you're trying to get a lot, right? That was the definition, trying to get a lot. But you actually are. I think that your barometer for this is a little bit off. If you're a person who's constantly texting her to meet up, and she is, and you're letting that go on without trying to make a move, inherently, I believe that that's needy. Because you're telling her that, hey, I want to spend all this time with you, and I don't care if you're giving me any kind of sexual attention. I see that as needy. So you need to do the opposite, and you need to, well, at this point, you're kind of stuck, right? Like, there's not much I can say here. You're going on this trip with her. I mean, honestly, I think it sounds like you're planning the trip. The best case scenario here is you stop talking to her and texting her 100% until the trip. If that's possible. Again, you might be kind of screwed. I don't know if that's possible because you guys sound like you're planning the trip. But if there's any way that you cannot be planning the trip with her or be done with it as fast as possible so that you can completely let her go until the trip, then this is going to show her that you're not needy and give you a better chance of her being more attracted to you. Because women are going to try to chase you, theoretically, when you're not giving them attention. Now, if she doesn't chase you after that, then it's just dead and she's just not interested. But spending more time with her, if you're in the friend zone, is not a way to get her attracted. I'm going to say this again because this is a really good point, and it's very simple. If you're in the friend zone, spending more time with her is not going to get her attracted to you. It won't. It's going to make it worse because you're saying to her that you will give her your attention for, I should say, you're giving her your attention and she doesn't have to give you her sexual attention. So then it's just a friendship, and you're saying to her that that's okay. But that's not okay. So what I would do, Julio, is, like I said, if there's any possible way you can stop talking to her until you get to the point where you guys go on this trip. Or if that's not possible, go on the trip with you and your friends. Do not be trying to hit on her or go after her. And then once the trip is over, you basically ghost her until she reaches out to you. So that could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be 3 weeks. And that's the risk you're going to have to take, is not reaching out to her until she reaches out to you. What might happen? She might never reach out to you. Maybe she's going to think that you just don't like her anymore. Okay, then that's it. Then she was never that interested. But if you spend all that time not reaching out to her, and she does reach out to you, then you're going to meet up with her again, and you're going to go for a kiss again. And if she doesn't reciprocate on that kiss, then I would just be completely done, and or tell her, hey, listen, yeah, I'm not interested. And you say it in a non-needy way. You say it like just like straight fact, like not like, oh, I'm upset, but straight fact, like, yeah, I'm just not interested in hanging out unless this is something more than a friendship. So yeah, I think we're done here. Or you can even say to her, if you change your mind, let me know. I honestly, even saying all this, I don't know if any of this is going to work. I really try to help guys try to avoid the friend zone, because once you're in the friend zone, it's like a woman sees you in a way. She catches your behavior. This has been a big theme of this episode. She catches your behavior as unattractive because you've been needy. So then she associates neediness and unattractive behavior with you. And then it is very hard to unconvince her of that. It's like you need to have a lot of more attractive behavior to overcome all that so she sees you in a new way. That's why the best way to get out of the friend zone is to ignore a girl for a while